Now, I just took delivery of a 2-in-1 convertible that I've been anticipating for a little bit of time here, and I'm glad it finally came in, and it's worth the wait. It's the HP Spectre x360 13.5. It has a 13.5-inch OLED display with a 3000 by 2000 resolution. Yeah, it's really nice. It also has the updated 12th gen Intel processor, the Core i7 1255U. Throwing really decent battery life for an OLED. We'll talk about that in a moment. Really nice color, great build quality with that gem cut design, but it now has rounded corners. We're going to talk about that and more in this video. Hey everybody, it's Andrew, and this is my unboxing and first look review of the brand new HP Spectre x360 13.5 here for 2022. Coming up. Now, before we get to the unboxing, I want to let everyone know, in the interest of transparency and full disclosure, I'm not being paid by HP. I'm not being sponsored by HP. All the opinions you're about to hear are my own. HP is not getting copy approval. That means they're seeing this video for the first time, just like you. Now, this review unit is on loan from HP, and once this review is done, I'll be sending it back. Pricing for the Spectre x360 13.5 starts at $1199.99 over at HP's website. You can customize it over there to your liking. And of course, you can go over to Best Buy to get the model I have here today, and that comes in at $1749.99. For those interested, I'll leave a link in the description below for more information and where you can buy one. And here's what's new this time around. It's now powered by up to 12th gen Intel Core i7 1255U. It is the HP True Vision 5 megapixel IR camera with a camera shutter, faster PCIe Gen 4 SSD storage, new rounded edges. I like the design language here carried over from the 16-inch version. It now has Intel Wi-Fi 6E along with Bluetooth 5.2, and you can get it in 3 different colors: the natural silver, the nightfall black, which is what we have here today, and nocturne blue. And with the specs and pricing out of the way, let's find out what you get inside the box. Let's open it up. And I love the fact they include a sleeve at no additional cost, a faux leather sleeve with a space to store the pen. You gotta love it. Lifting the lid, you're greeted by the unit itself, and holding it for the first time, it feels really premium. We'll get to that in just a moment, but let's see what else is inside the box. You get some documentation, and of course you get a 65-watt USB-C power adapter with a braided cable. It's very compact. You also get the MPP 2.0 HP tilt pen included at no additional cost. And my sources at HP says all SKUs in North America will come with the pen. And something new, they give you a hub with some additional ports you might need: an HDMI, 2 USB-A, and a USB-C port. Nice. Now, as far as the design is concerned, this is the Nightfall Black. We've seen this color before, but the design has changed a little bit, taking a lot of its design language from its bigger brother, the x360 16T. Now, this has those rounded corners, which is a change from previous generations, which had the sharper edges, but it still retains the gem-cut corners, which I like. And having those rounded edges is a lot more comfortable to hold, especially for extended periods of time, and especially in tablet mode. And at 3.01 pounds or 1.36 kilograms, this is definitely not the lightest 2-in-1 convertible, but it is certainly portable enough to take with you on the go. Throw it in your bag and you're ready to rock and roll. Okay, let's check out the port selection. On the left side is a USB-A port. It's a drop jaw port, and of course you get a 3.5mm microphone headphone combo jack in the gem cut corner. Moving over to the right side are 2 USB-C Thunderbolt 4 ports, one of which is in that gem cut corner. They are full function, and a micro SD card reader to round out the ports in this laptop. And I would say for an ultra portable laptop to include a USB-A port, a micro SD card reader, and the 2 Thunderbolt 4 ports, that's actually pretty good. And let's not forget, they also give you the hub in the box as well, giving you an HDMI, 2 more USB-A, and a USB-C port. Now, HP makes it much easier than in previous generations to get inside this laptop. All you need to do is remove the 4 T5 Torx screws, pop off the bottom plate with either guitar pick or pry tool, and you're in. It's that simple. Now, once inside, you'll notice the 2 fans for cooling. You'll notice the battery. We'll get into the battery life in my initial battery test a little bit later on. But of course, we want to know what's user upgradable. Now, unfortunately, the RAM is soldered into the motherboard, and this is using DDR4 RAM, and it is running in dual channel mode. It's not the faster DDR5 RAM we've been seeing here in 2022. Pretty interesting. But as far as the M.2 SSD is concerned, that is user upgradable, and you can configure this with up to 2 terabytes of SSD storage, and that is always good in terms of wanting to expand out the storage if your needs change later on. You have that option. Now, this has Wi-Fi 6E along with Bluetooth 5.2, and it is soldered into the motherboard. That combo card cannot be changed out by the user, but the good news is both are working very well. No issues on either front. Now, when it comes to the display, this thing is simply stunning. We're looking at a 13.5-inch OLED display with a resolution of 3000 by 2000. And like last year's model, this is a 3:2 aspect ratio. And the benefits of a 3:2 aspect ratio means you'll see more on the display. You'll do less scrolling when it comes to web browsing. And in a 13.5-inch device, having that 3:2 aspect ratio is pretty ideal, in my opinion. Although when you are consuming media that was optimized or made for 16:9, you will notice the black bars on the top and the bottom. Now, as far as the OLED display, all the hallmarks are there. The really deep blacks, the super vibrant colors, the really high contrast. And it has excellent coverage of the color gamut, as you can see from these numbers. And it is extremely color accurate with a 0.80 Delta E score, making this one of the more color accurate displays you'll find on the market. And HP claims that this will get as bright as 400 nits. I actually exceeded that in my measurements with 426 nits, making this an excellent choice for those that want a bright display. You won't be disappointed. This is also an HDR display. Watching high dynamic range content in Netflix, YouTube, and Amazon has been great so far on this panel. This is also a touchscreen display that is super responsive. Navigating through the OS with your finger has worked well, and it also worked well with the included pen. Now, speaking of the pen, this is a Microsoft Pen Protocol 2.0 pen, and has worked out great so far for taking notes, sketching out artwork. I have no complaints. And I love the fact that the pen stores and charges on the side of the device. It sticks magnetically here. It's pretty convenient. And this being a 2-in-1 convertible means you could put this into the different modes. You got the tent mode, which is great for consuming media, watching Netflix, Amazon, and YouTube. The same could be said for the stand mode, or what I like to call presentation mode. And of course, you could always put it into the tablet mode, great for use with the pen. But at 3 pounds, it's a little bit heavy for extended periods of time. You might want to use it on a table or a desk. Now, speaking of the pen, as I mentioned earlier, it did really well in terms of taking notes, sketching out artwork. I'll talk more about this in the upcoming full review. Now, it uses the Microsoft Pen Protocol 2.0, and it stores and charges magnetically on the device. And that is a great function and convenience factor to have. So this is the front-facing camera on the brand new HP Spectre x360 13.5. It's a 13.5-inch 2-in-1 convertible. Very, very nice. I like the new design language. They kept the gem cut corners, but they rounded off the edges. I like that. More comfortable to hold. But what we're looking at here is a 5-megapixel True Vision camera. It has 1080p video, as you see here. Looking really good in terms of the color accuracy. The color look on it looks pretty good, but I'm curious to know what you think. Let me know in the comments section below. Now, there is a physical key on the keyboard that allows you to turn off the webcam for more security and privacy. And there is also a fingerprint scanner that's located within the keyboard as well. That's also great for logging in with Windows Hello. Both worked very well so far. But I'm curious to know what you think. Let me know in the comment section below. What do you think about this for Zoom calls? What do you think about it for your work from home needs? Let me know in that comment section below. So this is the camera, and this is the GlamCam. So the GlamCam, we can do the auto frame. Let me maximize that. We can do, this is the auto frame. This will always keep you in frame. And then I could turn that off, and there it is. Lighting correction is off here, and if I put it back on, there it is. You could also have the appearance filter, HP presence detection. So there's the presence detection, and that's the different levels of that. Now, when it comes to performance, my initial testing so far shows it's pretty good. Now, this is running the Intel 12th Gen processor, the Core i7 1255U, a 10-core processor that is a 15-watt processor that can do bursts or turbo boost up to 55 watts. This has 10 cores, which are 2 performance cores and 8 efficiency cores, and as you can see from these initial benchmarks, it's been pretty good, especially when it comes to multi-core performance, and even the single-core performance has been good so far. Now, of course, I have a lot more testing to do, but this is a very capable chipset so far. I have no complaints. Now, this also has integrated Iris Xe graphics, which are fine. It has 96 executional units, but I think at the end of the day, it's starting to get a little bit long in the tooth, and I would like to see a new implementation or an upgrade in that department. But having said that, you can lower some of the settings. You definitely get playable frame rates on some of the titles, but again, this is not a dedicated gaming laptop, which I think you already know. But the good news is there are 2 Thunderbolt 4 ports that support an external GPU. You can add one in if you want to, a nice option to go with if you want to spend the extra money. Now, this has a 4-cell 66-watt-hour battery, and it did 10 hours and 56 minutes on my continuous web surfing test over Wi-Fi at 150 nits, which surprised me. It actually did pretty good for an OLED display where we normally don't see great battery life, and especially with these 12th Gen U-Series processors, we have not been hearing great things. This actually surprised me, did better than I expected. So you're looking at anywhere from 7 to 8 hours of mixed use so far on my initial testing. But of course, I need to do my long-term testing, and we report my findings in the upcoming full review. But battery life is not so much a concern so far. Pretty good. Now, if you want even more battery life, HP offers a full HD option that is an IPS display that should get a couple more hours at least. Now, as far as the keyboard is concerned, I'm absolutely loving the keyboard, although they did away with that row on the end which had the page up, page down, the delete key. That's gone. They went more edge to edge this time around. The key travel was very good. The tactility was excellent, and it has a really nice multi-stage backlight, easy to see in a dark room, allowing you to get work done in a dark room or a dimly lit environment. It also has a nicely sized precision touchpad, a glass precision touchpad that was super responsive when it comes to 2-finger scrolling. All the gestures work as advertised. Excellent job on that front. And when it comes to the audio, the quad speakers were actually sounding pretty good. Now, I checked it out in terms of the sound test. I used Epidemic Sound, and if you want to save 10% off on Epidemic Sound, see the link in the description below. But I thought the volume was good, the mids were good, there was a hint of bass. Let's give it a listen. Okay, people, 24 hours with the HP Spectre x360 13.5 so far has been great. Its 13.5-inch OLED display is simply stunning. It's a 3000 by 2000 resolution, 3:2 aspect ratio, which I love, especially of a device of this size. I like the performance out of that Core i7 1255U. I like the battery life so far, scoring nearly 11 hours on my continuous web surfing test over Wi-Fi at 150 nits, throwing an excellent keyboard, throwing a really nice glass precision touchpad, and we're really talking business here, ladies and gentlemen. And I really love the fact that they throw the pen, the sleeve, and the dock in the box at no additional cost. You gotta love it. I've got a lot more testing to do on this unit, but so far, so good. It's looking good. Not too many negatives that I can see. Of course, this comes in at about $1,750 as tested, but hopefully there will be some sales bringing the cost down even more. It does have a starting price of $11.99, which isn't too shabby. Again, I'll have more to talk about this in the upcoming full review when I finish my testing and bring you those results. Stay tuned, that will be coming very soon. So what do you think about this bad boy, the Spectre x360? Now, I love the fact that this has a sleeve included in the box, no additional cost. It has a place to store the pen here, but of course that pen sticks magnetically to the unit, and of course the unit itself, pretty gorgeous with this Nightfall Black, although you will notice some fingerprints on it. It is a fingerprint magnet, I talk about that. But of course, the really big story here is this 3000 by 2000 OLED display, 3:2 aspect ratio, 12th gen processor. Now this is the U processor, the 1255U, it's a Core i7. Performance was actually pretty good, and the battery life with its 3-cell 66 watt-hour battery did really well for considering that this is an OLED. Now, if you want to go with that full HD display with an IPS display, you'll do even better with battery life. But so far, it's all looking really good. I have a lot more testing to do on this unit, but I'm really liking it. Really nice keyboard, really nice touchpad, really great build quality on this all-metal design. Again, the gem cut corners are here, and of course, you have the Nightfall Black. So really good so far. Stay tuned. A full review is coming. Now, one thing you will want to note, right now, this unit as configured here is over at Best Buy. $17.50. I'll leave a link in the description below. Not cheap, but of course you're getting this premium flagship. And I think they throw in a lot in the box. The fact you get the pen, the dock, and of course the sleeve in the box is a really nice value add. In my opinion, other manufacturers aren't doing those kind of things, at least not all three. That's actually pretty good. So please hit the like button, please subscribe, please share this video. Don't forget to leave a comment in that comment section below. Let me know how I'm doing. Let me know if there's a device or something out there you think I should review. I'll do my best to try to make that happen. Don't forget to check me out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course, my website, amdtechreviews.com. So until next time, this is Andrew from AMD Tech. See ya.